It feels like it's been ages since the second season of Westworld ended in a dazzling spectacle of sacrifice, splendor, and of course, gunshots. In a way, the long wait for Season 3 feels appropriate for a show that has always played fast and loose with its viewers' perception of the passage of time. Now that Season 3 is almost here, fans of HBO's mind-bending sci-fi western are hoping to soon find answers to many of the questions raised in the shocking Season 2 finale, The Passenger. What can we expect when we return to the show's mesmerizing robot-filled universe? Watch on as we round up all the information we could find about what lies in store for us in Season 3 of Westworld. After a seemingly interminable 21-month hiatus, Westworld's third season will finally premiere on HBO on March 15, 2020. The series announced its return date via a perplexing tweet in January of 2020, which was accompanied by a video outlining the timeline of the Divergence. The Divergence begins in 2019, with some events that have already happened in the real world, hinting that Westworld's third season may wind up hitting uncomfortably close to home. The video then goes on to catalog points in the Divergence that haven't happened yet, ending with the most recent Divergence in 2058, as a voiceover worries that there may be someone they haven't accounted for. While it's easy to assume that the 2058 incident refers to the host uprising at the end of Season 2, that event actually takes place in 2052, according to security footage of Maeve's escape at the end of Season 1. This raises the question of just what occurs 6 years later, and to whom exactly the video is referring. While a number of familiar faces are returning for Season 3, the end of Season 2 marked a definitive farewell for several others. Anthony Hopkins' Park creator Robert Ford has been dead since the end of Season 1, and although he continued to appear regularly in flashbacks and visions, co-creator Lisa Joy confirmed that he's now gone for good. Meanwhile, Jimmy Simpson's character William will still be very much alive in Season 3, but will be portrayed exclusively by Ed Harris, as Simpson revealed at TCA that he hasn't been asked to return. As for Shannon Woodward's determined truth seeker Elsie, she was tragically murdered at the end of Season 2, and showrunner Jonathan Nolan has confirmed that, for now at least, Elsie is truly gone. Less clear is the fate of James Marston's stalwart cowboy Teddy. Teddy committed suicide near the end of Season 2, determined to die rather than become a monster, but Dolores left his brain pearl in the forge, leaving his consciousness free to cross over into the sublime. Nothing has yet been said one way or another about Marston's return, but since this is Westworld, we know better than to rule anything out. As for the hosts whose consciousness crossed into the grassy plains of the sublime, while their mechanical bodies plummeted off a cliff, showrunner Lisa Joy confirmed they're gone for good, including Ghost Nation leader Akacheta, his lost love Kahana, and Maeve's daughter. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Joy said, "The stakes and the family of it are important. It's not something where I think the humans can type it up and get back in and start messing with them anymore. It's what so many hosts sacrifice so much for, to see their kind to this safe space." At the end of Season 2, the real Charlotte Hale is dead and gone, murdered by her host doppelganger, which was imbued with the consciousness of Dolores. However, this new host version of Charlotte successfully makes it out of the park, as does Bernard, and is ultimately able to construct a new Dolores host body to inhabit. However, when asked by Entertainment Weekly whether Season 3 will follow Double Dolores, Jonathan Nolan responded, "Not really. The question of who's who and what we're looking at is something we're excited to play with. We're excited to withhold a little from the audience, but it's complicated." It's an intriguing answer, and one Tessa Thompson is eager to explore in Season 3. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Thompson said of her new identity, "It's a total game changer. I want to put on a lot of different characters. That to me is a real exciting potential in all of this." Thompson has also said that while in the past, her character has seemed unsympathetic to the host's experiences and the fact that they're not in control of their own lives, we may see a different side to her in Season 3.
But I think what we come to learn in the third season is the world that Hale comes from is maybe not so dissimilar. And that's something that I have found really fascinating about this season.
Thompson's host wasn't the only one to make it out of the park in the Season 2 finale, though. Before she left, she took 5 pearl-shaped control units, each housing the consciousness of one host. Just which hosts they are remains to be seen. And according to Jonathan Nolan, not even the writers had fully decided who was in Dolores' purse at the end of Season 2. However, when the inhabitants of those pearls are eventually revealed in Season 3, Nolan said the goal of the writers is for their choices to surprise and hopefully delight their audience. While we can rule out any of the characters that we saw cross into the sublime, that still leaves a large number of hosts to pick from, so place your bets wisely. Since the early days of Westworld, fans have suspected that Ashley Stubbs, the park's chief of security, may be a host, a theory that only continued to gain traction once other characters previously presumed to be human were revealed to be hosts. This theory was seemingly confirmed in The Passenger, during an intriguing exchange between Stubbs and the host that looks like Charlotte Hale. Bert is being driven by Dolores. During their brief conversation, Stubbs obviously realizes that Hale isn't all that she seems. But instead of turning her in, he tells her that he was hired so long ago he can barely remember it, saying that Ford was always very clear about his role at the park and who he was supposed to be loyal to.
Guess you could call it my core drive.
After musing for a bit over how the lines have since blurred, making it hard for him to know where his loyalties should lie, Stubbs tells her that she's free to go, after making it very clear that he knows who and what she is.
I'm responsible for every host inside the park.
We expect to see more of how Stubbs fits into Ford's plan when he returns in Westworld Season 3. While the first two seasons of Westworld have been mostly told from the points of view of Dolores and William, otherwise known as the Man in Black, Season 3 seems to be taking a sharp left turn. The first intriguing glimpse at Westworld's new season followed a brand new character named Caleb, played by Aaron Paul, through a series of events in what appears to be the real world outside of Delos Park. Paul cryptically told the Wrap that his character will bring excitement, danger, suspense, and honesty to the series. But other than that, he's playing his cards very close to the vest when it comes to Caleb, revealing only that
he is a construction worker with a good friend George, his robot. He's a red robot.
According to Jonathan Nolan, Caleb will challenge Dolores' notions about the nature of humanity. Although whether her interactions with Caleb will soften her feelings toward humans or just further convince her that her ruthless attitude is justified is yet to be determined. All Paul can tell us is
he crossed paths with this lovely being very soon, and they create a relationship.
In addition to Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul, other new additions to the Season 3 cast include Master of None's Lena Waithe, former NFL running back Marshawn Lynch, and rapper Kid Cudi, credited on the show as Scott Mescudi. No details have been revealed about any of their characters, but judging by the trailer, it appears as though Waithe and Lynch will be playing Paul's accomplices in various illegal activities, while Cudi's character will be spending at least some of his time in prison. Additionally, Vincent Cassel will be coming aboard as Season 3's new villain, who can be seen in the final trailer for Westworld's third season, making Maeve an intriguing offer.
Dolores, I want you to track her down and kill her.
While viewers of Westworld are no strangers to artificial life forms, Season 3 will introduce us to a different type of robot than the human-presenting hosts we're used to. George is a standard construction robot, Delos model G267, built to serve as a helpful co-worker for Caleb. George doesn't speak and likely won't have much in common with his mechanical counterparts from inside the park. Speaking about Dolores and the other hosts who escaped the park into the real world at the end of the second season, Jonathan Nolan said, "Part of what our hosts find is that they're caught in between. They're fashioned to look like human beings and act like them, but they have more in common with the mechanical pieces in our world. Robots like George and the other real-world worker bots will play an important role in the upcoming season, contrasting the human-like traits of the hosts with their mechanical origins. According to Nolan, these more utilitarian robots have been designed for a specific purpose, and the hosts have been designed to be emotional mirrors for us." Although a few main characters managed to escape at the end of Season 2, there are still others left on the inside, with several areas of Ford's bizarre theme parks as yet unexplored. In addition to Westworld, Season 2 introduced viewers to Shogun World and The Raj, but the show's official Delos Destinations website teases 3 additional parks. We may very well travel to one or more of these remaining parks in Season 3. Nolan and Joy have previously hinted that the show may eventually visit the Roman and medieval worlds from Michael Crichton's original 1973 movie. As for the 6th world, it may have already been revealed in the Season 3 trailer, which shows Maeve in a place that looks a lot like Nazi-occupied Europe during World War II. This also seems to match the glitchy image of the 3rd park on the Delos website, which seems to show planes flying over a light brick town with smoke rising from it. While at first glance, World War II doesn't exactly seem like a prime vacation spot. If there's one thing we've learned about the elite clientele of Delos' theme parks, is that they're drawn to violent settings where enemies lurk around every corner. But since the World War II park is possibly an even worse place for a woman of color to exist than a Wild West park, we can only hope that Maeve isn't stuck there for long. In the final moments of the Westworld Season 2 finale, we follow Ed Harris's William as he stumbles out of an elevator, badly injured, and meets his daughter Emily in the rubble of what he assumes must be part of the park. Since he actually killed Emily earlier in the season, William assumes his consciousness has been uploaded to the Forge, but she assures him that what he's experiencing is real.
I'm already in the thing, aren't I?
No. The system's long gone.
The conversation that follows echoes the ones that we saw earlier in the season between the younger William and James Delos, in which William repeatedly tested the host body that housed Delos' consciousness, waiting for it to break down. William discerns that he's now a host, and when he asks how many times he's been tested, Emily responds that it's been a long time. Speaking to the Wrap About William and Emily's scene, Lisa Joy said, "He's in a very different timeline. The whole place looks destroyed," and then she explains that all of that stuff happened long ago. That was real, but now something has happened and the man is now the subject, or some iteration of the man is now the subject of testing. The roles have been completely reversed. The final trailer for Westworld Season 3 looks very different than anything we've seen from the show before. While we do seem to get a couple glimpses of parks, most of it appears to be set in the real world, where Dolores and Caleb will join forces with the host modeled after Charlotte Hale, although she worries that they are severely outnumbered.
5 of us against an entire world of them.
Who are those 5? There are lots of possibilities, including Bernard, Stubbs, a resurrected Teddy, or possibly new characters. The trailer also teases a surprising team-up between Dolores and William.
I'm gonna save the world.
Opposing them is none other than Maeve, who is very much alive despite meeting a bloody end at the end of Season 2. The action-packed trailer builds to a climactic shot of Maeve and Dolores, both clad all in black, confronting each other on a city overpass. We may not know a lot about what to expect from Season 3, but we have no doubt that the next showdown between Dolores and Maeve is going to be one for the ages. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.